Across the world, from deserts to mountains, people remember one night when the waters rose and would not stop. Why do so many cultures recall the same catastrophe? Today we'll speedrun 3 of the most influential flood stories: the Mesopotamian tale in the Epic of Gilgamesh, China's Great Flood of Gun and Yu, and the biblical story of Noah. We'll map what they share, where they clash, and what real-world floods might sit behind the myths. Our first stop is ancient Mesopotamia. Tablet 11 of the Epic of Gilgamesh preserves a far older tradition, also seen in Atrahasis and the Sumerian Ziusudra, about a man warned of a divine deluge. The gods decide humans are too noisy, too troublesome. One god, Ea, whispers the secret to a righteous man, Utnapishtim, telling him to tear down his house and build a boat. He seals the vessel with pitch, loads his family, craftsmen, animals, the seed of life. Then the skies break. For days, storms tear at the world. When the waters calm, the boat comes to rest on Mount Nisir. To test the land, Utnapishtim releases a dove. It returns. A swallow also returns. A raven does not. He opens the hatch and steps into a silent new world. He makes an offering. The gods gather like flies, and the chief god, Enlil, rages that anyone survived. But Ea scolds him. Punish the guilty, not everyone. The flood ends with a bargain, limits on human suffering, and a rare gift. Utnapishtim and his wife receive immortality. Mesopotamia gives us a template: warning, vessel, survival, sacrifice, reset. In China, the Great Flood is less about one ark and more about statecraft. Under the sage kings, Yao and Shun, waters rise and do not recede. Years of drowning fields and drifting villages. First, a minister named Gun tries to stop it with massive dikes and a magical self-expanding soil. It fails. In some tellings, he's punished by heaven. Then comes Yugun's son, who takes a different path. Instead of building higher walls, he channels the water. For over a decade, he dredges riverbeds, cuts spillways, and opens paths for the floods to reach the sea. Legends say he passed his own door 3 times without entering, duty over comfort. When the waters finally recede, order returns, and Yu is acclaimed founder of the Xia dynasty. This story still has cosmic stakes, but its moral is practical. Survival comes from knowledge, labor, and working with nature's flow. In Genesis, the reason for the flood is moral. The earth is filled with violence. God chooses Noah, a righteous man, and gives precise instructions. Build an ark, gather pairs of animals, bring food. The rains fall for 40 days and nights, and the fountains of the deep burst forth. The ark comes to rest in the mountains of Ararat. Noah sends out a raven, then a dove. The dove returns with an olive leaf. After the waters subside, Noah offers a sacrifice, and God makes a covenant. Never again will a flood destroy all life. The sign is a rainbow in the clouds. Like Mesopotamia, we see warning, vessel, bird scouts, sacrifice. But here, the finale is a promise and a moral charter for humanity. Put them side by side and a skeleton emerges. Cosmic cause, divine displeasure, noise, chaos, or violence. A chosen survivor, warned or wise. Technical know-how, a boat or a blueprint. A test for dry land, often using birds. A ritual ending. Sacrifice, covenant, or founding a dynasty. Water is chaos, but it's also purification. Floods erase, and then authorize a new order. 2 big theories compete. Diffusion says stories travel. The Mesopotamian flood was widely known. Hebrews lived in Babylon during the exile. Greek Deucalion and India's Manu, warned by a fish, may show shared currents of tale-telling. Convergence says human life clusters near water. Delta plains, monsoons, riverbanks. Catastrophic floods are universal. People make meaning through story, compressing many bad seasons into one unforgettable deluge, giving the disaster a reason and a remedy. The Chinese tales focus on engineering, suggests independent invention shaped by local geography. Archaeology finds thick flood layers at ancient Mesopotamian cities like Shuruppak around 2900 BCE. Huge, but regional, not global. In China, one study points to a massive outburst flood from a landslide dam break in the Jishi Gorge around 1920 BCE, potentially echoing Yu's legend. And there's the Black Sea deluge hypothesis. Rising post-Ice Age seas may have rushed in about 7,600 years ago, rapidly flooding coastlines, though scholars debate its scale. In short, many floods, many memories, stitched into one archetype. Flood myths are less about water and more about order. When the world drowns, what survives? Craft, community, and a rulebook for the future, whether it's a covenant, a canal, or a king. Tell me in the comments, what's your culture's flood story? And does it blame the sky, the sea, or us?